True Crime Never Sleeps podcast. I'm your host, Larry Lease. Today's episode on Cold Case Friday, we dive into the murder of April Marie Tinsley. But first, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Poddex, for sponsoring this episode. If you're a podcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, come check out Poddex at poddex.com and use the promo code Larry21 for 10% off your order. And also Audible. If you'd like a free Audible audiobook of your choice with no purchase necessary, go to audibletrial.com/Larry21 to sign up today. And as always, you can be a part of the show by sending us a voicemail at 682-305-0483. And as always, you can support the show by buying us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Larry, buymeacoffee.com/TCNS. It's buymeacoffee.com/TCNS. And of course, please hit that like button. Give us a thumbs up if you like our video. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification button to be notified of future videos. And now on to today's episode. April Marie Tinsley was a happy 8-year-old girl living in Fort Wayne, Indiana in 1988. On Friday, April 1st, which happened to be both April Fool's Day and Good Friday, April was abducted as she walked home from a friend's house. What followed the abduction was heartache for her family, evidence of a sick and twisted monster responsible for her abduction, and a trail of taunting clues that would frustrate investigators for years and leave Fort Wayne in fear. Immediately after her abduction, nearly 100 police and residents searched in vain, hoping to find any sign of the little girl. They did not find her, but a major lead surfaced. A witness reported seeing a man in a light blue pickup truck pull April inside it. 3 days later, on April 4th, April's body was found by a jogger in a ditch about 20 miles from where she was abducted. Although she was clothed, an autopsy would show that the little girl had been raped and suffocated. Not far from the body, police discovered a sex toy. Investigators found DNA that belonged to April's killer. Despite the DNA and the eyewitness report, there were no arrests, and the case cooled off. 2 years later, in 1990, not far from where April's body had been found, a teenager boy witnessed a man writing a message on a barn. The chilling message scrawled on the barn read, "I kill 8 years old April Marie Tinsley. I will kill again. Haha." The writing looked like a child's scrawl and included misspellings. The teenager boy was not able to identify the man writing on the barn. It would take 14 more years for the writer to make contact again. But he was not nearly finished with his taunts. In spring of 2004, 4 handwritten notes turned up around Fort Wayne. These notes would be discovered in mailboxes and, most shockingly of all, on bikes that belonged to little girls. The notes, all written on lined yellow paper, with handwriting and misspellings that were similar to the previous barn writing, were left in plastic baggies along with used condoms and Polaroid photos that partially showed the killer's body. DNA collected from this new evidence proved to be a match with the DNA of April's murderer. There was no doubt the sadistic writer was also April's killer. One of the letters read as follows, quote, "Hi honey, I've been watching you. I'm the same person that kidnapped and raped and killed April Tinsley. You are my next victim. If you don't report this to the police, or I don't see this in the paper tomorrow, or on the local news, I will blow up your house." This news once again sent area residents into a panic with the realization that there may very well be a monster walking among them. After these letters were received by the killer went silent and has not been heard from since. Leads were followed up and suspects looked into, but no arrests were ever made. Despite the lack of an arrest and the passage of almost 30 years, the killer has left behind valuable clues that could one day help identify him. There are the various writing samples. There's the sex toy that was found with April's body. There are eyewitness descriptions of the killer when he abducted April and when he was seen writing on the barn. Those eyewitness accounts had led to rough sketches being produced of the killer. The Polaroids themselves may be a big clue to his identity. First off, Polaroid cameras were not widely used in 2004, so he either likely owned one or borrowed one. The photos reveal that the killer was circumcised and had hair on his legs. In at least one photo, there is clearly a distinct blue-green paisley patterned bedspread. Police believe that in 1988, the killer either owned or borrowed a light blue truck, and in 2004, owned or borrowed a green pickup truck with a matching camper shell that had dark tinted windows. The most important clue left behind by the killer was his DNA. This is one clue that will solidify a link between killer and victim. In 2016, a cutting-edge DNA technology was used to create a new composite sketch of what the killer may very well look like based on his DNA. Any murder is awful, but murder of a child is disgusting and unforgivable, and the levels of depravity in this case is particular, are especially nauseating. The pride he took in April's rape and murder, and complete lack of remorse by this killer, reminds us of the evil there is in this world. This monster still may be walking among the residents of Fort Wayne, but it's not too late to catch him and bring closure to this case and to April's family. My hope is that this episode will be shared on social media and that any tips or insight will be shared with the Fort Wayne Police Department. And we hope to maybe provide enough information to make somebody come forward with a tip that solves this case. For April's sake and for the sake of the children in Fort Wayne, let's hope this case is one day solved, and that at least one monster can be taken off the streets. And like we said, if you have any tips or information about this case, please contact the Fort Wayne Police Department. As always, leave a comment in the comment section below what you think about this case. And as always, thank you for watching and listening. We will see you next time.